Hello, my friends. My first question for today was, what kind of reading should I be doing? I got the Ace of Wands, the Lovers, and the Six of Cups. In other words, a connection between two people that has a lot of passion and most likely is a connection that has gone on in other lifetimes. Let's see, what else do we need to know? Who are these people and anything more about their connection? Seems you're holding back wherever you are. And it is a divine connection. So, it is a divine connection that is meant to be healing. It is a connection that has gone on for many lifetimes. And it will bring my mind just blanked out. Communication. It will require working together. It will bring expansion. It will bring new information to you. All right. Who are the people in this connection? Apparently, you are people who would like to move away from the difficulties. You have a lover's connection in the star, a lot of healing, hard choices. This is a soul connection. Well, I have some information on the kind of healing that will be required. You are going to have to open your heart chakra. You're going to have to change. Sorry, this is slipping. This is a very naked person. So it will require change, and it will require addressing toxicity around you or in you. This is the Seven of Thunder, Seven of Swords. It is in reverse. In the upright, it's about betrayal. lies, betrayal, deceit. But I always find that the worst lies, the worst betrayals are the ones we do to ourselves. In other words, whoever you are, you know that you are surrounded by toxic people, that you are in a toxic environment, and you probably don't feel safe having an open heart or an open heart chakra. But that is what's going to be required of you. I will say that having an open chakra feels amazing. But you have to practice discernment at some point. Anything about the people in this connection? We have no court cards so far. What about the people in this connection? How will the viewer know if it's for them? Who is this reading for? Who is this reading for? The Lover's card keeps trying to come out. No luck so far. Root of Stones. This would be a Knight of Pentacles, so very slow moving. Ten of Pentacles. Somebody who is dedicated not only to material progress, material wealth. Why did I do that? It should be over here. No, that's right. Okay, never mind. Don't mind me. Okay, so I forgot to talk about this one. Four of Cups is a call for meditation and gratitude practices. And it is an indication that you are overlooking something, a gift that the divine is trying to give to you, or you're not appreciating it. The Ten of Stones is reinforcing this idea of self-cultivation, which is interesting because it is about having a very solid financial situation. Having everything you need in your community, in your life. And now we have the Hermit showing up. How else will this person know that this reading is for them? So whoever you are slow to act, but you are diligent, faithful, and it seems Your connection involves a Root of Cups. So you're at about the same age, the same stage in life, perhaps. You have a lot of reason to be content with your life, although I'm not seeing contentment. Oops. I'm seeing recognition of a need for self-cultivation and healing. So perhaps, and the Four of Cups speaks of a sense of dissatisfaction, of course. We have the Sun. It's in reverse. So the Sun in the upright is the happiest card in tarot, but you have it in reverse, which is not that bad because the Sun is never that bad. In reverse, it's just perhaps more contentment, perhaps feeling a bit stale, but there's nothing truly wrong with your life. Still, you are feeling the need to go within, to find your inner light, so that you can become a guide for others. A lot of people forget that that is the point of the hermit's journey, is to find your inner light, your inner guide, higher self, so that you can come out and help guide others. But you haven't had your aha moment. Perhaps you're feeling frustrated about that. And that's why you want to do the, or that's why you are hermiting. So we have a general sense of dissatisfaction, a life that is financially secure, and a person of interest who is at a similar age, a similar stage of life. Okay, this keeps coming up. But one or both of you are in a state of the wounded feminine, in particular the spiritual aspects. So it would seem that in spite of your material wealth, you are feeling the lack of the material aspects of, or spiritual aspects of life. So you're probably asking yourself, what is this all for? Why am I doing this? Your life is just feeling like there's something missing. You have no inspiration, no clarity. And now we have the Flower of Wands in reverse. So there is a Queen of Wands in reverse. So someone who is dramatic, a drama queen, perhaps with some strong narcissistic traits, and they are having an influence on you or this situation, although I think it's mostly you. They are holding you back in some fashion. They do not want you to become a high priestess. They do not want you to change. But we have 3 people showing up here. So let's take a look at the 3 of you. Sorry about that. This is my first ever nighttime reading because lighting issues. We'll see how it goes. All right. Root of Cups. Root of Stones. All right, for the Root of Stones, we're going to stick with the Gentle Tarot. But first, I want to get some information on the other two people. What is the role of the Flower of Wands in your life, you being the Root of Stones? So you are slow and diligent, reliable, trustworthy. You can be stubborn. Boring, perhaps. And this Flower of Wands would look very exciting. Very much the opposite of you. So what is this role of this person in your life? They cause you anxiety. They stress you out. Too much drama, I'm sure. This is perhaps a needy person, someone who wants to be the center of attention. Can be exhausting. Oh, well, that's interesting. And they are a High Priestess in reverse, so a wounded feminine. Who has not hermited, not done any self-reflection, not spent any time trying to find their own inner light. All right, who is the Root of Cups? This would also be a knight, but the Knight of Cups, so possibly very romantic. Possibly, well, I don't want to say that. Let's see what comes out. What is the role of the Root of Cups in this Root of Stones life? Oh, we got a card face up, finally. Nine of Wands. So, Nine of Wands is, you find this person tiring too. Oh my goodness. So this person makes you anxious, gives you nightmares and insomnia. This person makes you feel weary, beat up. Not literally, at least I don't think so. Oops. Okay. What else do we need to know about this Root of Cups? Do they make you feel like you are lacking? Do they make you feel left out in the cold? Or has this person left you out in the cold? We have Temperance and the King of Pentacles now. Have they... What is your interest in this person? How do you, Root of Stones, feel about the Root of Cups? Okay, that's pretty clear. Once again, we have Temperance. In reverse. So Temperance in reverse here, Temperance in reverse here. So clearly you feel that there's a lack of balance between the spiritual and the material in particular. And perhaps a lot of overindulging. This person overspends, overindulges in everything, has no self-control, no self-discipline. And you find it impossible to work with them. Okay. This is all very interesting, but I still don't know why these people are in your reading. Why is this Flower of Wands in reverse in the reading? Nothing so far. A few cards have come out face down, all face down. They don't count if they're face down. No message there. This one landed on its side. They're in the reading because you want to end the confusion. Perhaps, you're trying to make a decision between the two of these people. Because you have this one, which is about choices, finding clarity, making a decision. And you have this one, the Knight of Cups. However, it did come out in reverse, so either you feel that this Knight of Cups is not that healthy a person, or this person is telling you the Knight of Cups is not that healthy a person. Or is just simply not a good choice for whatever reason. Okay. What about sorry, I had to gather up the cards. They fell all over the floor. Why is the Knight of Cups in this reading? We have the Knight of Pentacles, which is you. So they're here because you want them to be here. Apparently, you want them in your life. Even though you think they are this King of Pentacles in reverse. This out-of-control person who keeps getting themselves into trouble because of their own lack of discipline and their desire for more, more, more. So let's get back to you. Because regardless of your connection with these people, I don't know if this is, it could be a mother kind of figure. Could be a friend. Somebody you trust that you've been talking to about this person, this situation. But they may not be giving you the best advice. You may not have given them the best information. Were you completely honest in describing the situation, or did you slant it to make yourself look good? Which is what we humans typically do. So, the question is, where do you go from here? So let's see where you're at. So this part of the reading is really focused on you. I'm not really... I don't really read about other people because... other than how they're affecting you. Because your job is to take care of yourself and become your best self, not focus on someone else, because you have no control over someone else. You only have control over yourself. So, let's see where the divine thinks you're at right now. I'm going to pull a animal spirits card. All right, universe, where is this person right now? What do they need to know about themselves? About where they are at this particular moment in time? Well, that's impressive. The sea serpent. The sea serpent is one of the cards that is, well, there's sort of like suits. They're elements, really. I mean, the suits in tarot are elements too, or associated with elements. So, unlike tarot, which has the 4 elements, this deck has the 5th element of spirit. So you are associated with the element of spirit. Oh, sorry. The sea serpent. There we go. Healing emotional wounds, expressing desires. Oh my. Yep, that sounds like a soul connection. The sea serpent represents the energy of expression, whether it's emotions, creativity, sensuality, or desire. The sea serpent helps us move and direct our energy into a healthy current. When the essence of this card is in balance, we express ourselves creatively and sexually without fear or shame. We know what we desire most. Our hearts are at ease and our relationships are meaningful and enduring. We loosen the grip of self-judgment, and we let the cool waters of forgiveness in to heal our wounds. When the energy of the sea serpent is not yet activated, our emotions and creativity are left in the muddy waters. The current of expression stagnates in some areas of our lives, and in other places it floods. It's important to remember, no matter what the waters of our emotional lives look like, the sea serpent loves us just the same. Like a mother, she wraps herself around us in a gesture of protection. She supports us as we learn to express our true natures. So you are supposed to heal and learn to express yourself authentically, I think is one way of putting it. I'm considering the wisdom of the oracle. It's all well and good to tell you to learn to express yourself and deal with your emotions and all that kind of lovely stuff. But how's about something a little more concrete? A focus? All right, this is from the Wisdom of the Oracle. You have number 4. This is the number of foundation. Okay. Higher power, essential meanings, conscious contact with a higher power, the presence of the divine, seeing source energy in all things, committing to a partnership with spirit. So, that's pretty straightforward. The Oracle's message. This card reminds you that you are more than a person trying to get ahead and make things happen for yourself and others. You have an immortal soul and are gifted with a human life through which a higher power can express itself. At this time, you need to be conscious of your connection to spirit and foster it through prayer and meditation. Ask, what is the highest good for all? How can I serve? Then get out of your own way and trust that there is a plan for your life, more wondrous than you can ever know. You are always protected and divinely directed. The relationship message, since this is a soul connection reading. It's time to address how much effort you give to your relationship with your higher power, called God, God is spirit, or any other name that is sacred and holy. Recognize that your relationship or partnership with spirit is your number one priority. The appearance of this card also indicates that there is a deep spiritual bond between you and another person who is essential to your growth and evolution. Tend to your spiritual connections and remain aware of your true nature. Well, you didn't get any of the typical cards for a divine pairing. You didn't get the Emperor, the Empress, or the High Priestess, or the Magician. Those are my 4 cards for a divine pairing. You didn't even get the 4 of Wands, but it seems your emphasis right now is not supposed to be the other person. It is supposed to be developing the spiritual aspect of yourself. That seems pretty clear to me. And I'm not sure that I can add anything else to that. Well, let's try shuffling the cards and see if we can get anything specific about your direction for healing right now, or the best way for you to work with. Oh, that did try to come out earlier. The Tower is coming for you. I don't know if you've been resisting this. It looks like you have had a calling to, you're being called to work with spirit or the universe, the divine, whatever you call it. And it looks like you have not been cooperative, because the Tower comes when you refuse to move. And the Sea Serpent card is about allowing yourself to move as well. So what else do you need to know about this Tower? The Tower comes to break things up when things have become very stagnant, stuck, when you have been resisting the call to change, to grow. Who's that? The Seat of Cups. Do you have a child? This would be the Page of Cups. It could be a child of yours, or another child somewhere in this situation that is affecting your actions. Once again, we have this wounded warrior feeling resolute but tired, beat up, wary, very wary. So trust issues. You have to find a way to continue to care for this person, even with the Tower crashing down all around you. Your life as you knew it is ending. It may feel like this is a complete disaster, but in reality, it's making way for something much better. In order to rebuild, sometimes you have to tear things down all the way to the foundation. And that's what the Tower does. Once again, the Four of Pentacles. So once again, a reminder to look for the positive in this situation. Yes, it's a Tower. Yes, it's difficult and painful and unpleasant and chaotic. You're going to be feeling very insecure for a while, probably. But have faith that everything that's happening is happening for the best. That there's something more that you're overlooking. Something wonderful. And the best way to find your way forward is to meditate and practice gratitude. No matter what your situation is, at any given moment, there may not be anything bad happening. And I say this as someone who's been through some very bad times. Most of the time, nothing bad is happening. Most of the time, there are things to be grateful for. Your breath, your child, your health. Even if you're not particularly healthy, there's probably something about your body that is working well. Your strength. You can be grateful for your meal, for a walk in the woods, for a pet. Pets teach us so much about unconditional love. And that is the purpose of your current experience. To learn how to love unconditionally. And to heal yourself. So we have the devil coming out. The devil strongly suggests that you have bad habits, vices, and or addictions. It suggests that you are binding yourself with illusions and delusions, things that aren't actually real. And you should prepare yourself for some rapid change. Either news that will be arriving quickly, some form of communication. Seed of Stones in reverse. So this would be a page of Pentacles. So this page is normally someone who is just setting out, someone who is enthusiastic as well as diligent, ready to learn new lessons, and especially in regards to financial stability, financial prosperity. But this is a page of Pentacles in reverse. So you may have some rebelliousness in yourself. You're refusing to act in honorable ways, to take responsibility, and to do the work to become financially well-grounded. And the Tower is going to expose all that. You're not going to be able to hide who you are from yourself. That's part of what the Tower does. You've had an overemphasis on the material, and it's time for that to end. I wish you all the best. My advice to you personally is to go with the flow and stop fighting the universe. The more you fight, the harder it will be, the more painful it will be, the longer it will last. On the other side of it, you will be much happier and healthier. And if there is a child involved, they will benefit from your health as well. You should give some thought to that. As I said, I wish you all the best. I hope you can learn to go with the flow.